Do you want to know how to swing a golf club a lot better? Then this video is for you. It's not that hard, it's not that complicated, but this almost miracle drill can transform your swing like that. And the best thing is you can do it at home without even hitting any shots. But not only that, I'm going to give you one of the key tenets to a solid golf swing that most people ignore. Let's find out how. Basically, we are talking about the golf swing release. That is how to swing a golf club effortlessly. When you get that right, so many good things happen. But the way most of you are going about it is just so much harder, the way you're trying to swing a golf club, right? We are trying to manipulate and force it to happen. So, without talking about all the crap that you shouldn't be doing, let's just talk about what you should do. Tell me, do you have too many swing thoughts, and are you struggling a bit when it comes through trying to get through the ball, that you're trying to force it, or you just feel a bit stuck? If so, this is going to be perfect. And if you want a few more yards, this is going to be perfect too. The main issue people have is trying to, force their body through the golf swing. So we need to really tap into the feel of allowing the club to swing itself, to swing the arms just a little bit freer. Especially if you're a senior golfer or a beginner golfer, this is a very important principle that you have to tap into. And if you're in between, then this is going to help you too. The main thing I want you to think about, okay, when you're swinging is the heavy arms principle. We've talked about that in many other videos. But the drill I want you to work on today is so easy, it's almost annoying, right? What you're going to do is switch your club around. You're going to hold it just below the shaft here, okay? And you're going to use your lead arm. In my case, it is just my left arm, right? So what I'm going to do is make a golf swing, but I'm going to have a couple of checkpoints for you to monitor, all right? We are going to just swing with the lead arm only, okay? We are going to swing with the lead arm only here. We want freedom, but what happens most of the time is people end up trying to steer it this way. Okay, we get this big gap through the ball, and it's not necessarily a chicken wing, but we are trying to sort of force the club through. We end up sort of pushing it, when really we want to have just a natural release where this club gathers at the bottom and rehinges itself by its own weight. Make sense? We want it to sort of take care of itself. We don't want to try and manipulate it too much. So by doing this drill, okay, what we're going to feel, the checkpoints I want you to have is, as we swing back, we're allowing the wrist to hinge, straighten, and then rehinge here. And one of the key moves as we're doing this is, if you're swishing a sword or whatever it might be, one of the key moves is my elbow is pointing down this way. Too many of you will be up here. You're going to create too much air and the elbow sort of hinges this way, when we want it hinging this way. Why? Because that is the natural sort of release. That's what you would do without thinking about it too much. But some reason when we get a golf club in our hand, we try and steer it. So grab the club, take your lead arm only, put your hand behind your back, and I want you to make a backswing, okay? And we feel the weight of this club, even though it's quite light, and now we swish it through with a sequence, and we're going to rehinge it as we come through this way. So there is a very important thing I want you to note when you're doing this, right? We want to feel the weight of this. We want that rehinging here and back. But as we're making our backswing, I want you to note, are your arms rigid? Are you a bit tight? Is your arm bent here? And are you trying to force it through? If you are, like if you can notice it in a video, a mirror or whatever, okay, it will show that you're sort of trying to swing your arms a bit too much and you've got too much tension. And that's where the next tip that I'm going to give you that is a tenet to effective golf, and it's about staying centered, but we'll get into that in a minute. So you are going to just swing backwards and forwards, hinge and hinge, hinge, rehinge, okay? It's so easy, and you're going to get a swoosh through it. But notice, as I'm doing this, I have balance, I have flow, I have rhythm. Then we can graduate, okay? If you're confident enough to hold the club the correct way round, right? And we're just gonna have the same sensation, okay? The same sensation. I'm staying balanced, but it's hinge, rehinge. It's just a natural release, and it removes so much tension. Now, if you're brave enough, you can hit some shots like this with just the lead arm only, okay? You're not trying to hit it far, you're not trying to hit it hard, almost like a pitch shot, okay? So you can just take the club and you're just going to do a little backswing and swing through, okay? Now there, I held on just a little bit here, which you'll probably see. I'm not afraid to admit it, because this is the drill I use. It's a drill I use in lessons in person or online. It works a treat. Okay, the next nugget, the next principle is we want to stay centered, okay? Imagine a flagpole around you. And all the time we are turning around that point, winding up around that point, and we are turning around and basically that same point. We're not lunging forward, we're not losing balance. And one way you can sort of develop this is twofold. One is with the drill, and one is just the visualization. To stay centered, we can practice with our feet and knees together, okay? And we can do the one-handed swings just to feel it at home in your living room now. Get up out your chair, try it. Even without a club, just try it with your feet and knees together. This perfect action with flow, all right? It's flow and freedom. But note, I am still turning my hips, I'm turning my core, I'm winding this up, and the arms are just following. And then they release again back that way. It's effortless. And we can graduate to full swings with our feet and knees together. And you can hit shots like this. We've covered it in other videos. But this is the same flow that we're trying to get. And we're staying centered. Once you've done that, okay, we then step a normal width basically. And we've got the same sensation of allowing the left arm, the lead arm, to whip through and whip through. I'm not tense, there's no force, there's no extra effort to make this happen. I'm not thinking about trying to get extra shaft lean. None of that complicated stuff that is plaguing you, all right? You don't always need to go there. So if you want to free up, do this. There we have it. So easy, but I promise you, when you try that and get the release going well for you, right? Keeping that elbow down, allowing the wrist to rehinge, allowing the weight of the club to freaking help you. Stay centered as you make these swings, okay? Stay centered, and you are going to be in a very, very good spot in your backswing, impact area, and you follow through with balance and poise. Simple golf for every single golfer, and that is how to swing a golf club much better.